Call me brother. Joba delay, tomorrow, Tashi delay.
Good morning to everyone. Hello. I'm greeting you with Tashi Dele.
Tashi delay, person so I'm not cousins. Kazanachi, Naso Kozak da, say at Lulun Chelsea. And Kozak Dame Gamser, Tindikashidera.
Yes, so yesterday we talked about how the self of the being appears to one's mind and the way of and the way of meditating on selflessness.
Takidonga, the Kiton Yamutani, Kayomare, Maroji, Zoguchi Lula Trense, Jivachimato. Sodology Nyamu Yobitoni, Mother Tendishing Martina, Tandi Sono Yolati, Machivares.
Yeah, so as for me, it's not like I have any kind of special experience with regards to these teachings or something, but this is just how I think about this type of concepts. And what I do is basically I just go through the texts and kind of teach based on it.
Tak masuk ngaruh susu lah, ani kita yer no yo na yo, ji nongset lah jamji yabu jeba ina, susu ko noa noji ti paso yer le yo tu me, susu noa ti susu ntre yo tu me, susu jamji yabu jena ani kaca dendro lo yer le jeba la peto chimbu yo isra.
Yeah, so if we do like a very good or a comprehensive investigation or examination, then we can actually see like whether the object exists as it appears to us or not, whether whether we are mistaken with regards to the appearance of the object or not, and then also maybe it will be helpful in terms of kind of give rise to the appearance of a truly established object. The object of negation, to give appearance to it in one's mind.
네, 가정가서 램부터 소소 너리치는 인도인이 소노토나다 요나마 제나 따는 루나다 간인도서 농데요 소소소 농아들라 아니 전지 제임베스죠
So did you do any kind of investigation like with regards to how the object appears to you, whether like you are looking at another person, like whether like you're thinking about yourself? So did you do any kind of examination?
Regal 간인도서 농소라다
So what kind of appearances you have, Rika? How does it appear to you? Like the self or the other and so forth.
가정다시
Still the difference between when I try to actively reflect on it and in everyday life. When I sit down and actively try to reflect, oh, how does this thing appear? Is it really like this? Then I can conceptually identify it's not like this. But in my everyday life, that's still not really possible.
Kasi nga te kanzune per gongierne de paina, ani te nielola nang watetso, te nawanan shinune yo men adis te kanis lavorate tokpe te yewa chetu gire, ina te nangine te char te kanis lavorate nima te gionden gichana nga te sheta kelsen nga kanzune te gongierne de mena, te na yewa Shita chetu gindusa.
다 감자 살로토나 아니 제버치타나 야포요레스 그래서 돈보니고 감마제녀레 마치코니 강가틀레 마르코 과르스나 그래서 돈바니 또 상게요 녀샤기 거서 아니 노아타지 가도 리가찰로요레 샤토레디 녀샤마인 바옐로디오 덴로션레스 덴로모레스 그 시점부 컴바 시점부 말레 빼나서 사덴바요라 사덴바인 신이더니 덴즈모도 줘요 말에 근데 가티는 녀샤지도 그거는 동반이 또 별로도 그 고식들 애들아마서 디멘션 따다 아니 덴즈모도 줬더라 덴즈모도 줬더래 그 데노온데를 데데고 동반이 따다 노아노지요 메메바테 토마토 마하레스
나원나시 메바테 토마토
토마토네 노아노지 메바테 요 냐잘리요레 노아노지 요파 뇨빌로도 레고라 요 테페카 가스나 요 테메 노아노지 메바테 또요 냐잘리야로도 요 노아요지 요파테 잔데레스 티콜레데르니 리모지
Jetobishi
Jitovishi Costa, 사 덴발레니 드니 용말라 덴스모도 줘요말라 사 덴바요
Esto es la yang.
사 덴바 제바 그바 제바 디에체 덴스모도 줘요말스 데니 카르 노아노지 메바 노아지 마토 노아노지 요바 노일로도 제레도 이사마레스 무슨빌로트라크다 노빌로트 요라
Yes, so actually this is something that up until we reach the seventh bhumi, so up until we reach the seventh bhumi, the chansam gilan, raba. Chansam gilan the sadun pamatote. Niente da fare.
정석이었다 정석은 니들의 사통문이 봐요말
Alla seconda pa. So yeah, up until we reach the
제가 사통문이 봐가지고 정석 메이저서 니들이 말해
seconda. So up until we reach the seventh bhumi, so so okay, there is like what is called the exalted wisdom of a meditative equipoise and the exalted wisdom of subsequent attainment. So during the stage of the exalted wisdom of the meditative equipoise, so this is when the meditator can actually see like things do not appear as they exist, like when he meditates on emptiness. But then, like when he out of this kind of stage, when he's out of the stage of the exalted wisdom of the meditative equipoise, so these things does like there is no, he cannot like kind of made this kind of distinction that things do exist as they appear or not. Then only like after the seventh bhumi, at the 8th, 9th, and the 10th bhumi, and so forth. So then, then the meditator always can have the mind which grasps at the existence which is not as it appears. Like though things like may appear like as they like inherently existent or truly established, like the yogi won't, the meditator won't grasp at the appearance as that it exists as it appears. Like only from then, like this kind of we can call it. How would it translate non-girva?
Manifest appearance?
Like only then, like there won't be like manifest appearance of grasping at the manifest appearance of the truly established existence.
Yeah, like for example, I have a cold now. You can hear me cough. And I can say, oh, this cough doesn't inherently exist. It's not part of me. But it's still pretty annoying because it gives me pain in the throat and I'm annoying you all with my coughing. So yeah, on a theory, I can say it doesn't exist. But in my everyday life, it influences me.
So in theory, it doesn't exist or doesn't inherently exist?
It doesn't inherently exist. I can understand this, but it's still there and it's like giving me pain and stuff.
Las vani perna, te peshi sharna, te nga tanta champana gidu, ani champana giyasa nga logyab gidu. Ta logyab tu le logyab kyotetso, te chirtane te logyab kyotetso, te ranshingi drupa marre nga tende laps tugire. Ina te tono nasola te tatum nye te supola nogidu, te ngala nyokta sogidu, te kerenzola sunpo sogire.
다르르니 나가서 라시제 메파레스 다니엘 모콘데라 디가 지가이나 라시 메파레 럽데레스 이나요 코잔지 지야스 tellojan에 코로 라시제 롱니 옆에 로세야 파소신 노시미야 용한테 송도더라 또 제제지로 마템바지 여바진 선데스 그 같은 게 나서 로저도 티 롱니 메파레 나 롱니 메파레 레레 코롱니 메파레 티 다니엘 감데레스 다니엘 감바서지 페토노르 노르 센레 단단 소아칼레 토요마라 티 단단 노르 파 뇽레 야포치 메토 아티그레스 갈릴리 장지 야포치나 로저와 코롱니 메파티 갈릴리 하코토 그레스 가질로 치심부스 저우다베 데 로시 첨부 자와티오치 다 미도 다도 타니 타파소이 세가 소몬 코고티 로저와티오치 가서 지케몽부질레테 소소로 가제나 까노 추린도 그레스 달로 저와도 파 원시기 저도 사텐들레나 로저와도 나사도 강가이나 까노 침치 자라 저도 로저게요 리가마도
Yeah, so in general, like what happens is that we kind of just get used to these terms, like, oh, like things are not like inherently established. Things are not truly existent. Like we kind of get used to these terms and way of saying. But actually, like because we don't have like this kind of understanding that like from the bottom of our heart or like from the bottom of the mind, like we are not really having like this kind of realization that actually things are not inherently established. So this is why like we kind of experience things like that. We experience things like in the daily life or normal. We experience things normally as do they like inherently established and truly existent because we are not habituated like with this type of thinking actually. Like we can maybe say it like by words and by terms, but we are not really habituated to this type of thinking like from our heart or from our mind. So yeah, this is actually something that we need to habituate our mind with, and like yeah, this is because like we don't have good practice of it. We cannot think of it like when we like in a other type of situation rather than really thinking about it and meditating about it. So actually, yeah, what we grasp all the time is that we grasp all the time that oh, like I don't depend on any type of causes and conditions. Like I'm kind of not dependent on these things. This is how like in general we grasp the I all the time. This is how the I appears and we grasp it all the time. Continue. And actually, what we can do is that if we can start to habituate ourselves with the thinking that whatever arises, or like whether we are talking about caffeine and so forth, it comes due to a lot of causes and conditions. The problem that we have like will decrease. And if we won't be able to do it, and we'll think like, oh, like this caffeine just came out like inherently established in an inherently established manner. So if we'll just think like this, so the problem will just go bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but even if I think the cough has causes and conditions, for example, I got infected because I got it from the rabies vaccine in this example, that doesn't help me to feel less pain.
Nie kann te co te gigi na dżungla te na sama ja te tu na lapni mindusa.
Kalili kanamata to lasane mechi ne lasan tomata ne na ta tayu mara. Kalili sama tondo na kote si jondo isra. The lasane me ne lasan tomata ne konchamba me na karen tayu mara. Kalili medio kali zona top to.
So this is something that should be taken slowly. If you reflect about it slowly, so then eventually you'll experience change because it's like a medicine. It's not like that you take medicine and eventually like and all of a sudden like in just in 1 second like you become healthy or something. Like just like the medicine affects your body like in a gradual manner. So in the same manner, when you reflect about it gradually and slowly, so then it will make change.
Slowly.
Oh, ngayon, champana gidosa. If it doesn't really exist, why we feel pain while coughing? Te Kelsey logia pieteco del parma dżumna, ani karczene te naso logia pieteco na gidosa.
Demar mata yimsechi nairelas. Demar tona naumare la kores.
Yes, so because things are not truly existent, so you experience pain. If things were truly established, so you wouldn't experience pain.
Ti koji kenza demar mata yimsechi naires. Demar tona naumare la na. Ki ko karla. Ipe ni chimbore.
The pekara.
Sida nipa chimbore la. Demar mata yimsechi ko naires. Demar tona na yomar loja yomare la. Tiko was some chepa shito gudala.
Yes, so what do you think about it? Like that since things are not truly established, so you experience pain, and that if things were truly established, you wouldn't experience pain. Like there is like a very great kind of power in this world. So what do you think about it? What is your idea about it?
Demar tona na yomare.
If things are truly established, there is,
Demar tona na yorela.
if things are truly established, there is no like pain. Like what do you think, Andrew? Like if demar plumnate na yorbe.
Demar tona na ta na zet zike yomare. Kasi nana ta yomare. Habada.
Yeah, so and also like if the dempardumne the nanayang the tayamar.
되는 타임.
Yeah.
대바트는 사사르니.
Yeah, and if you inherently if you truly in a truly established manner you experience pain, there won't be recovering like from this disease. Let's say it like this. What if
딜라 잔시시도 저서. 이 가르라는 덴버트는 나요 말했어. 그래서 나나 타요 말했어. 아니 덴버 마트비 진세기 가서 나요레스. 덴버 마트비 진세기 나다 타요레스. 니 버게 쳐버들 상모돌라다. 컨디션 시작했어.
yeah, so I want you like to kind of investigate or do examination. So if things are because things are not fully established, so we experience pain and also we recover from this pain or disease. And also, if things were truly established, we won't experience pain. And if we would experience pain by means of things being truly established, so there won't be recovery from this kind of pain or illness. So, what do you think about this idea?
인도.
What do you think, Andrew?
Yes. I mean, yeah, I have studied, I agree, but I've studied it a lot. So it's-
Na kailan siya giyo? Inaantin na loob naman po chest.
but I
Teachan na.
think it's strange that the way things appear is impossible.
Inaantin nala karay kirsar ko do sar labay na. Te lola nango tetso. Te ngonetang la te misipa. Inpashi. Right?
이거
Te perna te kongi lola nango tetso. Lola yul nango tetso. Te ngonetang la tendre yin misipa. Tendre yin pa misipa. Te nala dis ken sar ko do. Te lola nang tupa tetso. Te yin pa misipa nango te lola nang tupa tetso.
그걸로 노아노제도 여바 말해서 여바 서버 말해라디 단다 야바셔도 문들라라. 르라 노아노제데 맞으지나 여 말해라 되어라.
Kire,
다때 여 말해서야들 거 양서지스래. 야버레스.
tende rang re sang like you say like that this is real, like that the fact that things that are not like existent or are impossible can arise in your mind. This is what you're saying.
낭수, 디 저가 정말 낭수, 뭐 땅나 디 미시베 말이스, 시베 말이스. 디 낭수, 디 조기 말이스. 그래서 나디 sama 통나 디 sama 딘 옌베 캡 잡고 통기도 얘네 디 규겐 잡고 요 말에 디 차시 잡고 요 말에 통기도 얘네 체내에서 뭐 당나 디어 차시 망고 요래 규겐 망고 요래 얘네 통수 디 요말
이 다다를 저렇게더라. 디 가서 가르쳐서 통서도 농서도 니서 언제 말해라 그랬어. 가서 남제 가르쳐서 농서도 니서 템반스 자 그랬어. 롤롤 노아노지더라 임반스 자셔래. 이 노아도 저반스 가찬스 자셔라. 오늘지나 소속 노아노지디 다다래요 말했어. 디 까노 치셔티로 와. 노아도 미바만 템바. 디 가서 점바라파제 치우라방고는 가서 토토 노아노지디나 밀로노기 지냐라 수도. 이 노아노지메 가서 라파라거든. 말아먹을 지금 담으러 동아유라 그래서 와서 노아노지메 봤거든 다 추탐제 말았다고 이제 맞다고 생겼다고 이러고다 이 추탐제 말아놓고 노아노지래 노아도 말아노지 노아노지를 기다려 말아노 매아노지 그 매를 납대요 말했어 말아노 노아티 페나 진지포지 노아치로 노아노지 열에라나 요 말와 이 노지 말아노 노아도 노이 시반이라 만다와지 여도 노서도 니사 만다와지 요바노지 추탐제도 말아서라 농사도 니사도 말아가지고서 그 데이터 조시와도 배 걸리요래 갈리갈리잖아 성도도 나름이도 야분하다 저도 very good 도반일 가처리
So do you want me to say what I said in English?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you can say it.
I don't remember what I said. What I said is I said I agree with him, but I've also studied this a lot, so it's easy to agree. But what I
it
said
is
that
deep
the way what I think is strange is that the way things appear is impossible. Is, for example, like this pillow, it looks to me like it's covered by being pillow. And it looks like if there's no parts, it looks as if there's no causes and conditions, right? That's how it sort of appears to me, even though I know in reality it has, it has all the parts, it has all these causes and conditions. It doesn't look like that to me, and I think that's strange.
Okay, so I'll just translate on what Kenna said. So, yeah, basically what happens is that how things appear and how things exist, like how things are actually are, they are not concordant. They are not compatible with each other. Like how things appear and how things are actually are. They are not in a line with each other. And the problem is that we actually grasp at the how that the things appear, like we grasp at that appearance and perceive it to be like this, oh, this is how things are actually are. So this is what we do. We are kind of being mistaken with regards to the appearance and confusing it and like saying that this is how things are actually are. We mistake with the how things appear and how things actually are. This is actually our biggest problem. So yeah, so with regards to kind of the gross level or the coarse level of things, we can say like that, for example, when we see a kind of reflection in the mirror, or then when we see like a kind of different figures in a dream, so we can say, oh, like things are not exist as they appear, right? Like in this kind of gross or coarse examples. But when you're talking about that, how things are not appear, how things are not exist as they appear, and how like the appearance and the way of existing, like they are not in a line with each other, they are not concordant with each other. So we are not talking only about dreams and like reflections in the mirror and such things, but actually we are talking about all types of phenomena. So all types of phenomena, they are like dream. In which sense? They are like dream in the sense that they are not like non-existent. It's not like that we say that the dream is not existing or something like this. We are just saying like that all phenomena are not exist as they appear. Not that they are not exist, but not exist as they appear. So yeah, and actually like if we'll slowly, this is actually something to know like this thing, to actually realize this thing. This is something very difficult. But if slowly we'll get habituated with this type of thinking and reflect about it a lot, so eventually we'll be able to to habituate ourselves with this type of thinking.
To what Genla said, I think it makes sense on an intellectual level, because if, for example, sickness would be inherent, we wouldn't have anything to compare it to, because we wouldn't know a different state. So it would be our normal. We couldn't say, oh, now I'm sick before I was healthy, because if I'm always sick, I cannot put a label of this is different from healthy. So that's why we couldn't distinguish it if it would be inherently existing.
So I'm just trying to understand your question. So
It's not a question, it's the answer to what he was asking us.
okay, so you answer. So you're saying that if the pain was inherently existent, so it wouldn't change, and since it wouldn't change, so you wouldn't be able to put a label on it.
Yes, because I don't have a comparison to what the other thing could be. So pain couldn't like increase or decrease because it's always there.
Kelsin nga tsona sa tetso den perdugna te kongi kerangi tiwa la telen japo gyapson ta kelsin nga tsona sa tetso den perdugna ani te tu tatu te tende chene te degire te natsa tetso ani chetsan te perna te natsa in te natsa min ani tela kan slavra te min tako pe gyonsen koran mindu ani chetsan te perna te natsa te natsa na wenetzul ta te netzul shampa tan dursa te chagimare dursa yopa chagimaresa. Oh, this is good. It's difficult. That is kelen cheka koreine te dentaresa.
Demba kile korala da.
If it's true, so you must agree. If it's true, so you must accept it.
Ni pesara. Demba hakone kile machina teni yapara.
Yeah, so if you know that it's true and you don't agree, so it's not so good. So I'll just read. So Tenzin is saying it is difficult to agree, but it's true. So the answer of Gena was this.
Tangaso tagindilan ba. Na yo ati ngaso demba me pa ko ate gares. Na yo pa na sa te o jeto kele teni kiuresi. Jeto kele teni kiu jinse ki demba me paresi. Demba yo sona jeto kele to bangondri. Demba ina ko ko dembi ngoni to ngoni yo gorare. Edo jeto ke chakile to bangondri resi. Jeto kele teni matrobi yo pa china tapare resi. taparesana ko njura ke yomar naza ina ko naza taparendure ani ko megaze tuna ko njura to ame ko tame chawres di mazo naza tele chaw naza yowa de karesina marso jeto chele de yores njwajel de yores njwajel tribi mongi naza de yores de njwajel triba de yores njwajel zo chojo ne tomo so yora de ko naza de me pa zo yoba tsukanga so de jeto chele de yobi jimseki ani naza yo chore naza ta chawres ani jeto chele de jimseki 아니 가서 매자나 다이어레스 다 아니 제도 켈라 테비 진세치 데머메 바레로 쿠셔레스 다 제도 켈라 텔네 데머 트로바 이나 제도 켈라 테바 고르고이 진세가나 데머 트로스나 투미 그런 와시 조구다 어다티 가서 가가문에 티레스 소다 당 가서 제도 켈라 테요 바도 소노 몽부토나 아니 롱와트 가샤요라 시지 못어서 간도다이 간도 마이스라 간다 다이세 들리지. 난 돈이 안 간다 다이세. 그거도 되는 거지. 간다 다이세 지금 가서 메코는 니엘라 파티토리 부기디 삐 노게지다. 집에 지기로 오시는 우리 야자마티 나사 거도 가능하다 하고 있어라.
Okay, so actually things are not, if things were truly established, so it would follow that they are not, that they not arise due to causes and conditions, that they are not dependent on causes and conditions. It would follow that, and since things do arise due to causes and conditions and do depend on other causes and conditions, so we can say that they are not truly established, because it would follow like that. If we say that things are truly established, then they would have like to rise or like to exist like without any type of causes and condition. If that was the case, it would follow that they are permanent, because there was no like kind of any causes and conditions that create them. So if they are permanent, so if we take for example a sickness or disease, so we won't be able to heal from it, right? If we won't be able to so yeah, it would follow like that we are not able to heal like from this kind of disease, or there won't be like any reason for a disease to come because there is no any kind of causes and conditions that will create it. And so because things are not fully established, so we have disease, like there is a recovery from this disease, and if we'll take a medicine, so we can recover from this disease. So because disease basically it arises based on a kind of disorder of we can maybe call it disorder of the four type of elements that we have in our body. So due to this kind of disorder, so disease arises, and if we kind of take care of this disorder of the elements, so the disease can fade away eventually. So yeah, since things arise due to causes and conditions, they are not truly established. And what happens actually is that things always appear like that they are like fully established, like, and that they are like kind of by the force of their own, like they kind of exist and like don't need to depend on any other type of causes and conditions. So what we're actually doing is that by means of thinking about different kind of reasonings. So we think about these different kind of reasonings, and then we try to stop or to negate, to refute all these kind of false appearances of the truly established existence and so forth. B is asking, as an ordinary being, I have innate ignorance and appearance of true existence all the time. How is it that I sometimes have a perception that doesn't grasp a true existence? Tanga sosokepo tamel pashigin, anitei chanet nala tutaktu te hlenki ki maripayo, ni hlenki ki maripayo tsan, ani te perna te dendru madzin pelo te Nigiola cantas kiesigresa.
Kosoki tamar bachi yengi jala titata marupa yos. Da demba manzambilo chikari kisrelara. Tanga zo tikola katina janji chede mare. Tanga zo ne kazoki jinga gacha nonsan munishin. Da tringa didisi jeresra. Jila mazonga bachi mo karson yeresna. Chuno tobi onge jasa levershina. 딜리 토비 덴즈 딜라도 토본 열세죠. 춘 토비 온게 다저 시나 토비 따바서
저는 똑같습니다.
다저 임바 시나 딜리 토비 덴즈 딜라도 시번 열세 직송이죠. 그거 말 없어는 마 아니 대자 동반이글 트이랑 같은 리송. 이게 아름지 터나 기포 시고도 고디고 시고도 직송이죠.
저는 똑같.
토비 따바서 임바도 시소나 디기 딜리 토비 따서 마임비 데마 롱은 저반서 빌로지라 달라 덴즈라라 아니 덴즈 도알라페 딜라즈나 딜하보거니 아니 덴즈도 가투로 디디 추노 토비 온거 따서도 핑엘이 시고레즈나 다지름 지고 말아서노 추던제 토비 따서 임바도 뭐 손대요
아니 최선데 댄진데 양
토비 따서 로쇼도 가래 토비 따바 마임바들와 디 덴즈라 토비 따바 마임바즈 빌로도 덴즈레스 디디 토비 따서도 시소나 토비 따서 마임비 요바티 칼 릴하브레스 요레스 고딜라 토자레라레스
가게 될래라 거죠.
릴하브자 덴즈 카와타 고자 가서 나 코로그제 마리파 컨디션 카고레라스라 다 덴즈 마임비 그 로직 나그 컨디티 고레서 어디 지발레 릴하브자 토비 따서 그 슈라 소노토나 디 소노토나 가서 소소로 피도 모모고네 소노토라라 주단지 토비 따서 하고나
Yeah, so actually, this is something that I wanted to talk about, like the other day, like the way of appearance of the object of negation. So this is something that I wanted to talk about. So there is actually a quote of the master Jetson Kappa from his text, the illuminating the intention. And in this text, like he's saying, so if you know that all phenomena are being merely designated by means of conceptual mind, so it will be easy to negate the appearance of things that are not being merely negated. So it will be easy to negate or to refute the appearance of things, of a truly existent thing that is not being merely designated by conceptual mind. So like this is kind of the contradictory of the, so there are like these two sentences, right? So the first sentences is talk about like how things exist only by means of being merely designated by conceptual thought, and then it's contradictory, right? Like that how things, the things that are truly established not being designated by conceptual thought. So these are actually contradicting each other, and therefore if you understand like one side, like one side kind of the coin, Gela didn't say it, but just in order to make it easy in English, so it will be easy to understand like the other side of the coin and then to negate it. So this is actually something that His Holiness the Dalai Lama himself praises Jetson Kappa for this type of verse, and saying that he is very, very skillful teacher by saying this.
May I follow up on that question? Actually, I'm not referring to the first perception, where somebody who has realized emptiness see phenomena as merely imputed. I'm referring to the third perception, where sometimes our perception is non-differentiated, not seeing things as merely imputed or truly assistant.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure that I understand. Can you please say it?
My first question is referring to the non-differentiated perception.
Non-differentiated perception, what does it mean?
Yeah, the one where we are just saying, oh, the thing is there. We are not saying the thing is merely imputed, and we are not saying the thing is truly assistant.
You mean like the third type of perception that we talked about?
Yeah, third type of, yeah. So
Okay.
since the ignorance is always there, and the appearance of true assistant is also always there, according to Lama Tsongkhapa,
Okay.
so how is it that we can have the third type of perception?
Okay,
Why is it that we
yes.
are not always grasping at true assistant, even if we may not be aware of it? Actually, that's my next question. But for this one, yeah, so if we always have appearance of true assistant, so why are we not always grasping at it?
Also, ani kongi tiwa tere, ta kasan kerangi te nangsul mindawa sungi korra kerang sung pa imba. Ta tampo te den par drupa zimpa, te nipa te den par ma drupa zimpa, ta sumpa te tampo te nipa chisha nga truson. Kema ina te sumpa te ni kangi kian te kepar tu machepe, te nao nyampe loshi. Reba. Ina te kelsin nga so la tu taktu te lenki gi, dagzin lenki gi zinsul te yona, te nga so la te lo sumpa te kandis yo sigir. Te ni kangi kian kepar tu machepe, te nao nyampe lo te kandis kia sigire.
간디지 기술라라
Re.
이번 간디지 원색이라도
Perna kelsin ngala tu taktu te lenki gi marik pa yona, lenki gi te dagzin yona. Ani te lo sumpa te dagzin te lo tampo te main pache? Lo nipa te main pache?
선바데 간디지 요레스라
Re. Gani sena te sumpa te perna te dagtu zimpa main pa.
다든 저바 마임바 마르 데메기 쳬퍼티에 마치 데모기 쳬퍼데 마치 비가 나오냐 빌로도 간디지 요레세 데라
Re. Gani sena te
디나 마르 빠촌조 요레다
Re.
좋아요 뭐
Okay, so your question is very good. Did you all understand the question? Like, did you hear it?
No.
Then, okay. So I also try to speak a bit louder.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So the question was that. So we talked about the three types of appearances, right? So the three types of appearances of the eye. So the first type of appearance was like that, how the eye appears like to be inherently or to be truly established. The second type of appearance is that how the eye. So maybe I'm kind of confused. I think that the first type of appearance was that how eye appears to be something which is not inherently, not truly established. The second type of appearance is that how the eye appears to be something which is inherently established, which is truly established. And then the third type of appearance is that the mind which think of I, but not in terms of any of these two, of like that I, whether it's like kind of inherently established or is not inherently established, but just like kind of in a general sense. So the question is that if we have like innate ignorance all the time, so how is it possible to give rise to the third type of appearance that we said that it's common for everyone?
그거 좋아도 또 배레 커버래 쳐버래 이디 무슨 가짜 야본 거 맞으나 대치버시도 요 말했어. 되게 인도나 그 소환을 지바르고 노아노지 메팔레디나 파쇼도 노아노지 메팔레지야다 칼 카본돌라. 다도 강가 지바르 정말 당아서 이때로 배 걸로 못 보잖아 맞어 리라버지요 말했어. 이게 가서 같이 얘는 루시 치죠 때 가서 나즈 마리 파티 시치에 되어라. 나즈 마리 파티 시치는 만즈 빌로도 소소 다 뎀바메비 쳐버지비 나틀레도 말해. 뎀비 쳐버지비 뎀비 쳐버 마치비도 뎀메비 쳐버 마치비 드니버가 나참 좀빌로도 나참 제치라. 나참 제 나좀마 봐요니. 이게 따따서 하고도 좀 말했어. 다 갈리리 가서 덴즈도 치주리 도나 노가 나오냐 비즈빌로도 고식치리치비스 동무라. 그들이치는 그다나
러송바데.
로 선바데. 다다가 르니바들이 많이 와서 그래서 식첨보 덥첨보 니바첨보 지가 와서. 다가서 갈리 콜고 춘주 도르도르서 나고 집어들이 때무라. 콜로 가서 가르스나 단즈 마르파틀라 리피 쳬버치나 너바 요레스. 리피 오너레스. 나참 좀빌로텔라 리피 쳬나 너무 말고. 콜로 테마첸 돈데자데 너무 말. 다가서 쳬버 모고치나 르 춘절로다. 갈리리 쿠테오라고. 쿠테라는 하고자.
Kodan.
쿠테라면서 가서 그만게 지나고 뭐 자마지나 무게자 자마싱이지도 네가 자마싱이지나 갈리고 자마인바 하고노라. 어디는지 쿠테라 가서 되라. 이거데 다 단세때 그 러친절로 자든들이 코식치마치요 말해. 몸보 다음에도 봐주 열개 니리도 몸보 살로도 그 니터 말했어. 그 자마라 말해. 갈리리. 다 나참 좀빌로도 콜로 뎀바르데르 같이 그 살로도 나고 따라니 데레스. 어디 갈릴리 살로도나 거야 레아지네도 마도면 드리레서 가서마서 치도만 되는 신 디데오라 데리라비 시도하지 말했어. 이 시도디 같이 very good. Indo very good, very good. Dai, kanava dai.
Yeah, so actually, like your question, to answer, the answer of a question is actually a very, very difficult one. It's very, very difficult to answer on such question. This is also related very much with the appearance of the object of negation in our mind. So actually, this is kind of similar to what Andrew said when he said that it's very hard, like to think about how things are not do exist, not how they appear. So yeah, this is actually very difficult kind of things to answer on. But we can maybe answer it like in this kind of terms. So we can say that the second type, sorry, the first type or second type of mind, I think. Yeah, the second type of mind. So which kind of thinks about the I by means of being truly established. So this kind of second mind is very, very intensive. This is kind of a very, very strong mind that we have like always like very, very intensively this type of appearance, like the second type of mind. And the third type of mind, we have it like very, very low, kind of not intensive at all. Like we have it like very, very low. It doesn't, how should I say it? Like it's not so, yeah, it's not so strong like this type of mind. Like we don't have this type of mind so strong, the I that kind of perceive the I, and not by means of distinguishing whether it's like inherently established or not inherently established, but just like the conventional type of I, like that we posit. So actually, so what is happening is that we can think about it that this is, for example, the third type of the this is the third type of the I. This is the third type of the appearance, and this is like the second type of the appearance. And we can think that the second type of the appearance is kind of covering like the third type of the appearance by means of its a kind of power or like impact, like because it's so strong, we have it so strong, and the third type of mind we don't have so strong. So the third type of mind is actually a mind which is concordant to reality. This is the way that we kind of posit. This is the way that we kind of posit I in a general sense. This is not a mistaken mind, and the second type of I is a mistaken mind. This is something that is a kind of a lie. It's kind of a lie. It's kind of a lie in the sense that if we try to refute it, so eventually we'll be able to kind of remove this lie, just like with thieves. That if we try to kind of investigate like what's happening, so eventually we'll be able like to find the thief and like saying like, oh, this is the thief. It's just the same in terms of like the lie can be refuted and something which is true cannot be refuted. This is like the essence of against things. So how do we refute it? By means of thinking about different kind of reasoning, different kind of logical reasoning. So eventually we'll be able to weaken or undermine this type of the second appearance, which grasps at the self to be inherently existent. So if so, how as much as we kind of negate this type of second type of appearance by means of reasoning, this is how much its intensity will get lower and lower, like it will be less stronger. And then eventually, like the third type of appearance, which is actually a mind which is concordant with reality, will give rise like much more stronger, and it will be this appearance will be much more present in our life. Kind of just thinking like about I in a general sense, because it's not a mistaken mind. This is a mind which is kind of concordant with reality, and eventually, because it's true, so this is something that will kind of stay with us like all the time, because this is not something that can be refuted like by any type of reasoning. The first type of mind can be refuted by the type of reasoning, but the second type of mind cannot be refuted by any type of reasoning, and it will just kind of stay with us, this type of appearance, the third appearance. So actually it's very, very hard for us to kind of distinguish between these two, and the reason is that the second type of appearance, which sees the I as something which is kind of inherently established, and the third type of appearance, which doesn't distinguish between the I whether it's inherently established or not. So these two types of mind, they are like for us, like for kind of normal beings, so we have it like very, very mixed with each other, just like water and milk. So it kind of mixed with each other, and it's very, very hard for us to differentiate between these two.
당가서 잠지 가를 못 제고 들어나 또비 다장세 줘라 들라 잠지 못 제와이나 때때치 디반로 줘레스 또비 다장세 또비 다자 야부지 하고서나 또비 다자만 비여받 가자라라 공식
Tope taza nda hako son.
또비 다자 임바도 야부터 가고서나 로쇼 다다를 가자라 이런 시 딜러라 좀 또비 온 기자서 시 딜레 또비 덴즈 딜라드 그 시비스니 다들은 너도 너무 뭐지 공정에 르바도 뭐 뭐지 그때 또비 다자도 야부시 이런 시
Yeah, so actually what we need to investigate, what we need to examine is that we need to examine like the mind which merely imputes things. We need to examine like this type of mind which merely impute things like and things established only by means of the designation of the conceptual mind. So we need to investigate and to examine it well. And if we'll be able to examine it and to gain like a kind of certain grasping or understanding of this type of mind, which all the things are established by means of its conceptual designation. So we'll be able to negate its direct contradiction, which is like how things appear to be and not, which is like the mind that sees things as not, yeah, which is like that. Just a second, I'll just make sure that I understand it. So I need to talk it to do it. Now what is it?
또비 다자 하거나
Talk it 하거나.
하거나 또비 다자 많이 비여받대 로마르시 카탈레스 콜라 솔로지 마토나 코르시 가자레스
Yes, so okay, I'll say it once again. If you understand well the merely designating by conceptual mind, so you'll be able to negate very very easily and by very very naturally the existence by means of not being merely designated by conceptual mind. So if you understand the first, so you'll be able to negate the second type of false existent very easily, like kind of naturally. So this is kind of what also Jason Kappa said, like in the quote that we said that we said before. So Jason Kappa also have like many other types of reasonings, like of how to refute this type of false existences.
네, 나는 너게 가서 또비 다자세 내가 어젠들이 살던더라. 범매지라. 범매지라. 범매지라 니 로치사만 보지요래. 지금 이 아마 알아라. 지금 이 아자 알아줘라. 니 지금 이 아니 남아 알아요라. 지금 이거 아니 세모를 줘라. 어떻게 너무 멋지게요. 그래서마다 소소가 아마임바도 보모임바도 아니 남아임바도 소소마다 로그 파타서 지레마도 로그 파토페 파타바서 마임비 도모니 아마임바지 조소나 소마콜 아마오니 불러지고 요래서 다 토페 타바 마임비 그거 남아지고 뭐 조요나 소마콜 남아니 불러지고 소소가 부 아니 보게 아마 남아니 불러지고 쇼라 아니 소소가 저가게 아마오니 불러지고 쇼래서 대대 그 아마 보마실로 서로도나 그러고 부겠다도 그 아마레서라 대대 아마오냐 별로되게 그것도 봐 아마지 봐요래 다 소소 그 저가 되게 니가 남아레서야지라 이거 그러고 남아인 바지 봐요래 다 그런 게 아니 변자지가 니 세모레서지 봐요라 그래서 좀가들 르만다 기도만다 왔선도 기도만다 처음에 그거 또비가 봐 답아서 레마도 르기 기반 노지데 파쇼토니고 요토 메드제네 롱문이 요토 르기 또비 바타바 마임비 요비문이 요토 메제 진도나 요마레 그래서 요나 아마오니 블로티가 노아노제티 요나 처음에 아마오니 블로티 그래서 이지 말아 어디니 지내 전지 그래서 또비 따스인 바디 냅도 합시들이 저래로
Yeah, so actually, like with regards to things being merely designated by conceptual thought, so my idea about this is like that. So let's take, for example, a kind of a woman. So this woman, like she has like different kind of, we may say like kind of roles or like kind of positions. So one is that she's like a mother. Then another one is that she's a mother for her kids, right? Then another one is that she's an old sister for her siblings. old sister. She's a sister for her siblings. And then the third one is that she's an aunt for her nephews. And then the fourth one is that she's a wife for her husband. So like there is like the kind of four different type of ways of beings of this only one woman, right? So actually all these type of kind of titles that this woman get, these are only she gets them only by means of being conceptually designated. Because if from the beginning, like she was like mother, sister, aunt, or wife, so it would follow that everyone should look at her just like that. Everyone should look at her and say she's mother, or to say like she's a wife, or to say that she is an aunt, and so forth. Like it would follow like this. So, but it's not like that. It's not like this. And why it's not like this? So at first, like so because she has children, so then only then eventually like the children like gave her the name like mother by means of conceptually designating that this is a mother. And then like and also like her husband, like he got married with her, and then only then he kind of gave her the title like a wife. And only just by means of being conceptually designated, she became a mother. And otherwise, it's not like that from the beginning, like that she became a wife. Sorry, it's not like that from the beginning, like she's mother, wife, and all of these things. So actually, if we really try to look and to investigate and see like whether things are there is something which is beyond like this kind of conceptual designation, and see like whether there is this mother which is beyond this conceptual designation, we won't be able to find any such existence, like that mother which is kind of beyond the label that is being given by this conceptual designation of the different people in your life. And if that was the case, it will be able to find something like this. It would follow that everyone should have looked at her like this. Everyone should have looked at her like this and say like, oh, she's a mother, or like she is a wife, and so forth. And since it's not the case, so things are merely conceptual designated. So this is kind of the way that we need to investigate things.
Tini nga tso yomi tani la solo chi to de nga o ta ama sian do nama sian do soma de lo taba je ma to rongo ne pa de chi solo ha ko da. Tini le se de pina tanda de ni do insanga ro. Just soma ni do insanga yore la ke mere la. Ah, jet.
Yeah, so now we talked about like how
Insanga ko le chi de. Le chi yore de yo mare.
So now we talked about how like this specific woman, so it's kind of been merely designated by means of different titles like mother, wife, and so forth, right? So we had like we talked about the woman like in that sense, that how she's only being merely designated as mother, sister, and so forth. But now I want to ask you another question. So now if you're talking about a year, right? Now we are at the year of 2025, right? So I want to ask you like whether it's also like merely designated or not. And I want to ask you more specifically, like whether we have like only 1 year, do we have like more years like of 2025? So what is your idea?
Insanga yore yo.
So sorry, I'll correct myself. So is there like the year of 2025 or not? This is the question.
In Tibetan calendar, it's not the year 2025, no?
Tolo era. Tolo te nipa nishitzen namarva.
Yo mare lo.
So there is year of 2025 or not?
Popale ni do insanga mere lo.
Mere.
Yo mare.
So there is no like there is no year of 2025 within Tibetans, among Tibetans?
Like at least not in this year, because it's a different label. We use a different calendar, so not all people would agree that this is the year 2025.
Te perano popa tan chigirwa te zolloto mindao pechotan yotsan. Ani te keranzo te tanta te lonishtsen nga yin serlapto. Ani te chigirwa o te tanta lonishtsen nga yin serlabire.
Popale na tanda ni to so dia ngachanga ni na ngasai na shichiwe. Politics to de. 또 석자가 좀 하서라고 지그래 하나 좀 하셨죠.
Yeah.
미 다티 계자민도 니 니동이상아도 열에도 메레로나.
This is not what I'm talking about actually. So in general, like the year, the Tibetan year is 2000. Maybe I think it's 2353 now in the Tibetan year. But actually, this is not what I'm talking about. Like what you said, I'm asking like whether there is the year of 2025 or not.
Does it exist?
Whether it exists or not.
열에라 메레.
Yuri.
열어 다 배발로 메레 맞아 열에라.
So you say like the Tibetan doesn't have, but in general there
I
is.
say it exists.
The yore.
열에.
Chiritana yores.
기도는 열어서. 배발에 여거라 니동이상아 기도는 연아 여거라. 배발 쓰도만 하지라면서 니동이상아 여거시라다. 다 연아라 가서 연아. 다나 기다가서래. 시바.
Tanda Shiva.
다 기다시바 니동이상아들 나와가서 여거라.
Then
니동이상아들 나와가서 여거라.
the okay.
그래도 되다.
So
니동이상아들 나와가서 여거라.
so now we are like so now we are in the fourth month of the year, right, of 2025. So how many months we have in the year of 2025? I want to ask you.
January, 전체고. March, February, February.
January, February, March, April, May,
됐어, 됐어.
June, July,
July,
August,
August,
September,
September,
October,
October,
November,
November,
December, June.
다 전이 니동이상을 다 전이 열어라.
Yeah, so my question is like, do we have like 12 months in the 12 months in the year of 2025?
열어. 다 단다 니동이상을 열어요 말라.
So I want to ask you like whether now there is the year of 2025 or not. Does it exist or not, the year of 2025?
요 말에. 다 아니 니동이상을 다 전이 르치라. 니동이상을 르치라 다 전이 오거라. 단다 다 전이 요 말에 다 가zen 버서. 지 소양도 서라. 다 가zen도 다지 다 가zel라 그하여라. 다 니동이상을 상가들 다 그스 거래도 요난 러서와도 쓰고래도 우치도 쓰고래 가르스 거래. 니동이 상가세도 다와 아니 다 다와 동분이 봐서만 다 집바다는 집안 곳에서라. 선반 러서와도 니동이 상가 쓰고래도 다 먹어 우치도 니 상가 쓰고래.
I think the year 20, Mansoor is saying, I think the year 2025 does exist, yes.
Mensuragi, the Nesampala Lonishangate, Yopare Samgitusa. So I just translate what Kenla said. So then my question is like this. So we have like 12 months in the year, right? So now we already passed like 3 months, like in the year of 2025. So my question is like whether you consider 2025 to be from the 1st of January until now, which already like 3 months have passed, or from now until the end of the year, which it's like kind of 9 months. So which of these kind of two parts you'll consider to be at 2025?
다 저도 소막 니동이 상가도 열어라. 다 니동이 상가도 열나 니동이 상가도 파차치워나 다 전이 도스 말로지라. 다 전이 어디 다 드링크 찾았으나 나와서 로서샤세. 다 나와 젬바스 용제를 도스. 다 니동이 상가도 용제 그 다와 놓 쓰고래도 로셈비 다와 쓰고래스.
Yeah, so we have.
다시 도시래. 임바타는 또 말을 못
Yeah, so actually I'm kind of debating with you. So we have like 12 months in the year, right? So, but now already 3 months have passed and we have like 9 months ahead of us that didn't arrive yet. So I want to ask you, so what is the year of 2025? Are these like the first 3 months or the other 9 months? What do you say?
What?
All 12 months.
dawa chuni pot chasangi.
차소이는 요마로다. 차소디나.
But
나와
if it's-
손도서로 요마라.
But if it's 12, so there is no the whole 12, right? Because the already like 3 months have passed.
다 제너리, 페브리, 니가고 마르치라. 소 요마라 열에 요마라. 미사람 가서 열에 요마라.
Yes, so January, February, March, they already passed, right? So do they exist or not? January, February, March of 2025.
아니 줄레 아니 젠 줄레 아고스트 다 젬바서 용제를 단다 요마라.
Yeah, and also like all the other ones, like are ahead of us, right? They didn't come yet.
대박에서 메바레레스.
리바스 요만 리사레니.
Yes.
요래. 다 상반의 템비 열지면서 이나 다 다와 젬바스 우키라 지니 기키라. 지지소 요마라. 다저 니토 니상의 걸려도 다 전이 진지 간디 작군도다.
Yeah, so then like so Andrew asked like whether like the past is something which is non-existent. So Gena is saying, yeah, so it already passed, right? So it doesn't exist now, right? Like, I'm not saying that Gena gave like a specific answer, but just kind of the manner of debate. This is how I kind of understand it. And also like the other like type of the other months, so the August, September, and so forth, they are not yet to come. They are not. They haven't been arisen yet. So, yeah, where is like the year of
What I
2025?
mean by that logic, nothing would exist.
Inantende ina nitechia yo chogimare.
That's what he wants
다
to tell
지요.
you.
And no, it doesn't really. No, it doesn't. Te den par drupa maresa. Teganisana te dawa gie raksha.
다 지. 다 인도글라나 까게 메가 쳐서다.
Yeah. So if we go like with the assertion of Andrew, so and it doesn't. Yeah. So if we go like with what Andrew says, so it will follow that nothing will exist.
Yes, because this class is 1 hour in already, so it's past, so it doesn't exist anymore. And the next 10 minutes of this class haven't arisen yet, so they also don't exist.
Ina ani yang rika te kan savare te gakpa nang shinkaks. Ta natso zindate te chusto chik te yol tsarsan. Ani an te karmachu lagi tetso te kiegiure. Ani chesta te zinda yomarpe zinda me partal.
제가 믿어 아니. 다이를 써서라니.
Yeah, so
So
there is
chicken
no.
I
dinner
still
also-
see you,
Yeah, so there is no
unfortunately.
class. So there is no class, right?
So why am I sitting here?
Ina te kese zinda me te ngala deko pigyun sen karere. Ngati le deko pigyun na
그래서
karere.
다들 정치제세 나띵가 저절로 다 정치제세가 서로 통해입니다. 나야 뭐시더라.
Yeah, so now,
정치제는 이래로더라.
yeah, so now I'm telling you like to kind of investigate it. Like I also don't know, but I'm just telling you like to kind of go and investigate, like, examine it.
아니 디제에서 그저 하면서 대바지. 세그반자서 니가 진짜 봐 용선다 지어서. 그래서 그래.
Yeah, so now like
다 그대로 가서 딱인데라 봐. 또비 따서 그 줄을 서로 동세들이. 다 르제도 또비 파 따서래 맞어. 뭐니 지하는 믿어. 뭐 뒤노지 축강가티나 또비 파 따와서면서 뭐니 정치제는 내려서야지 제요 말했어. 뒤노지. 인도에서는 이제 벌써 민도 다 들리지는 가서 강가 매바렌도 서 선바들 레고 요래서. 다 매바렌도 우사 선바들레나 요 매바레임도 하시. 요 들리지는 라파카라 들리지는 레야도 하시. 칼라자도 들리요 자가지도 하시. 요 정치제 그랬어. 근데 몸부지도 쳐서 뒤에 주던지 여바 말에 제일인데 뒤에서.
주던지 여바 말해.
같이 여바 말에 잘.
알레레.
근데 주진올라 들리 여바 말에 랑가 요래서.
치기이 나올.
주 무슨 법이 주진올.
알레 치.
그때는 그냥 지켜요 말아. 로제도 로로 또비 따바서면서 그 요 말에서 여바 말에서. 요 매바요 말에서 랍데레스. 우리 라요. 인도세 때문에 들리지나 지미도.
Yeah, so actually, like this is something that we need to investigate. So the thing that we need to investigate the most actually is like whether things, like we need to investigate this type of things that are being merely designated by conceptual thought. We need to start to investigate like this type of things, and yeah, so we need to kind of investigate this type of things.
가르쳐줘.
Can I get some of that?
주던제라 맞서파 정치 지원도나 니 로제야도 콜 또비 바 따바지레마도 그 지원도나 니야지 말해지. 이리 그 니야메 비고 또비 따서레지. 나 인도그세는 니 코요 만도 와서 디요 야부 요레지. 파 정치 지원은 디와도 등어 또바세 강가도 르 노와서 만도 와서 질레오나 야부 요레지. 이나 메바 말해지. 정치 지니 요발라 텐델라서 동고다. 디제 텐델라서 동요. 디제 텐델라서 동요. 덴버 요발라서 동고 싶침을레고요. 정치 지니 메발라서 동도. 리진 누구였어라.
Yeah, so like, so since things like cannot be found after like investigating, like we cannot find anything after investigating and saying like there is like something which is beyond like that, things which are being merely designated. There is no something that we can find after investigation. So, actually, there are also like some kind of religious traditions, like in Tibet, that they will say that things are not existent, but things are not non-existent. They will say like this kind of two assertions, like this type of other traditions in Tibet, because they say like things are only like being merely designated by conceptual thought, right? We cannot say that they are existent, and we cannot say that they are not non-existent because they are designated by conceptual thought. So this is something that we kind of need to investigate. And of course that we need, in general, like we need to say that we exist, right? Because we can wear things, we can eat and so forth. There is the eye that experience happiness and suffering and so forth. So we need kind of to, posit this eye. But yeah, this is difficult.
Tene aso tere nga tama nga tere guna bwa ni sangine pache yo mare ta jima yo tiri koina nga so sakade da tato ni jana ayo nyam tsi na ridara.
Yes, so in general, so now we finished the class, there is no time anymore, and this is my last day today, so tomorrow I'm going, so most probably we won't have class, and if in the future you have like any kind of request or need, we can also do it on Zoom.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you.
Ta jinga da.
Thank you. I got so sick. I couldn't speak.
Not bad enough.
Chaba.
Did you get cold? Did you get
Yeah,
cold?
sore throat and cold, but I've been listening. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Are you in the Dharamshala, right?
Tanda darasa yes. Tirin dwa.
Yes, I'm in Dharamshala now and I'm going today.
Oh, where?
Lo chola.
I'm going to South India.
Oh, okay. I am in the US.
Aralan tsela gora.
Yeah.
Tsela.
So now it's night time in no?
It's 11:30. 11:30 in the
11:30
night.
p.m.
In the night.
Ani kazul chite ya gora jil. Tiso ma soma chama na de dole.
Yeah, so I want to
Guy
tell,
show na dole.
I want to tell you like take care of your health and your body. So these
Yeah.
days a lot of people are getting sick. Also, we actually really got sick lately.
Okay. In October, I may come back to India.
Oh, chinda chocolate Karla.
No so. Ani
Okay.
ya gre ya yes.
Okay, so then I'll have like the hope to meet you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Geshe-la, are you coming back here in October?